Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Spirit
Hello,
Bubble.
hello, hello,
Yes, with Kara.
and Alma.
Yes, I know we've slowed down kind of quite a bit here on production than our normal rate here. It's just life is like kicking our butts.
Oh my goodness, yes, it's really picking up and getting really busy right now.
It is. It's just between because I don't know if it's the same way everywhere you're at, but like here we have flu going around this city. You guys
Yep,
have it going around
yep,
too?
yeah, we're
Oh,
getting over it in our family as well. So,
oh man.
we're twinning on that again.
Yes, but you know what? Hey, good thing though is that we got ours out of the way early.
Yes, we did. So now we don't have to worry about getting sick closer to the holidays, right?
Yes, thank goodness. Yes. Um, yeah. You guys be careful out there. You know, it's kind of a rough flu, you know?
It really is. It takes its toll on you, and then when you come out of it, you get that refreshing feel of finally I'm back to feeling better.
Yeah, I think it's almost like, the 2 years that we had dealing with all the COVID stuff and everyone was wearing masks all the time. And so flu just kind of was gone, out of the sight, right? And now
Mhm.
that everyone started pulling them down and pulling the shields down and stuff and started getting more into space, flu is now like, hey, so I missed you.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
Yeah. But to let you guys know kind of what we're gonna dive into today, we are gonna be talking about Destiny. Not the video
Yes.
game.
No, but that's I've heard that's a good game, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look it up on Google, you'll find first the video game because it's a big thing. But we
For
are
sure.
talking about the destiny of your life. The question being, does destiny really exist? Are you really pre-fated for situations in your life, or do you create them yourself?
A good question because, you know, the fun of these kind of questions is you can't really ever know. It's only kinda diving into what you believe to be true. And
Yeah.
so for me, I think of destiny as like little markers in your life that you're set to hit. Now, in between those markers, you decide how you're going to get between those points. It's your
Yeah.
fate that you choose. But then those predestined things that are meant to happen, the people you're supposed to cross paths with, the people you're supposed to make a difference for, those are things I believe that are all destined to happen. So,
Yeah.
in some way, our life is almost pre planned.
Kind of, yeah. Um, I know that we definitely have the power to change all of that. We can, I guess, because see, if you look up the definition of destiny online, you're going to get so many viewpoints on exactly what it is. Like, one that I was looking up earlier, it said that there was a difference between destiny and fate. It was that destiny, what, or shows fate is dealing with where you're at now, knowing that the decisions that you have made led you to where you are now. So therefore, this is your fate. Like right now, you and I talking. This is our fate. This is the fate that we created for ourselves. Whereas destiny was like a future thing. And then another search result also said that destiny was like a predestined thing that you were supposed to reach, even though, you may likely delay it in your own choices.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. When I went to Google for destiny, I was just looking for the definition. I was curious what
Mm,
it thought it was. And like you mentioned, it spoke of it being about a planned future event. And so that's again, putting it in the future. So
Yeah,
destiny has yet to happen, and fate is what you're making happen right now in this present moment.
right. So, like, would you basically say that you agree with that definition
Yeah, I'm open to agree with that. But then for me, I like to agree with
then?
everything because you can't know if you're wrong. So in some way, I believe there's a truth in everything. So yeah, if we're using fate, fate is right now, the choices that you're making in this moment. And then I guess that would lead to the destiny that you're meant to have happen via whatever the mechanics are that take us from now to the future.
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think exactly how I would define this. Like, I feel like there is the possibility that you could have certain destinies. Um, this is very uneducated explanation here, but I feel like it is possible to have destinies to some degree. But the thing is our lives, what we do in our life, the choices that we make, the people that we put ourselves around, it can change it. We are very, very capable of changing the direction of our life, regardless of where we are, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And that's where it brings to mind that you have a choice to make. And so it comes into fate where you can change the direction of your life. If you're going along and you feel that you've led a horrible life, at any given moment, it's up to you to make the choice to live a different life. And
Right.
unless there is that belief that it's all meant to be that way, which some people do believe.
You're
They
right.
believe in past lives and karmic debt and things that lead outside of just this life that lead you to lead the life you're leading. I said that weirdly.
Yeah, no, it's a very deep topic. Um, there's so many ways, there's so many things that we can talk about with this kind of thing, you know? It's
Hmm.
like if you go to different religions, different practices and people from different beliefs too, they're also going to tell you different things too. You know, like um I've had some where people in what they follow they'll think or they'll tell me, hey, I know that this is what I'm meant to do, this is where I'm headed towards, and so therefore what's happening right now in my life is exactly what's meant to happen, and I should just accept everything for what it is as it comes. And I can see there being some truth and value in that. You know, because if we can't accept the way that things are going, if we can't accept the position that we're in and recognize it to be true to how we've led our lives, then how are we going to hold responsibility, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But then I've also spoken to someone from another following where they said, there's no such thing as fate. You create everything. Everything is of your creation. You can decide where you go. And I can see some truth in that too, you know?
Right, right. Well, I think that's where the overlapping truth is. Like there's truth in both elements of it because there's a choice in both elements, right?
Mm,
Like it's and so that's where it kind of parallels and you can connect the concepts because always there's a choice and of what you're going to do in this moment. So how you shape your beliefs around those choices you make is up to you, right? And up to each of us. But
mhm.
yeah, it's really interesting how personal these beliefs come to be because it's how you feel in the moment and how you've been led by the things that have happened in your life to believe what shaped you in this moment. So
Right.
it's very interesting.
And maybe it's all in our heads too. You know, the way that we lead ourselves to believe, well, maybe it's just all in our heads. You know, like maybe what I'm believing in my head is because is what developed because of my life, and what you feel in your mind is because of what you develop. You know,
Oh, I
that divergent.
definitely feel that way. Like I've oh, go ahead.
Oh, so basically saying, kind of the same representation of diverging lives.
Yes, absolutely. And like that for me explains the infinite nature of reality, that we can have so many differing beliefs and so many differing experiences doing the same thing. Just like you and I on this call, we're taking away different things because
Hmm.
we're in different places, right? But
Hmm.
we're still able to come together and talk about the same thing and share. And it really it's just kind of magical.
This discussion reminds me of story tropes about like heroes who deny their fate. They're like, no, I don't want to be hero, so I'm gonna decline everything. And then at the end of the story, they end up becoming the hero anyway.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, no
that's
matter how much
perfect.
fighting they did.
Yep, because they were always meant to be the hero, but they just weren't accepting it. So, yeah, like you had mentioned, part of fate and destiny is accepting what's going on right now and everything that's happened to you because it led you to this moment. And
Yeah.
so it's really cool that it cycles back to acceptance because we've spoken of that before.
Yes, the living in the now too. You notice we circle around that a lot too as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, for me, like that now moment, it's the connection between the past and the future. Like the past is what shaped you to bring you to the now. So you're the living representation of all that you've been through. And then the choices you make in this now moment connect you to the future moments that you're going to have. And so it shapes what you're going to meet in the future, those destined events, because of the choices you're making right now.
Right. Kind of similar to another thought I had gotten another day. Well, I say another day like it was yesterday, but it was really like it was like last year or so. And I just kind of held on to the thought, um, where today is the result of yesterday. Tomorrow will be the result of today. Kind of
I
like that.
like that. Yeah, I like that because it keeps building on each day that you come to. And so,
Yeah.
if yesterday was a bad day, don't let today be bad because of it. Start fresh so your tomorrow can be even better.
Yeah. And then what we do today is going to affect tomorrow. Like for example, if I have to get up early in the morning, right? Let's say I have to get up at 7 a.m. to do some traveling. And I stay up until 3 a.m. in the morning, right? I guess essentially accepting living in the fate of now, that I'm up at 3 a.m. in the morning, still not asleep, knowing that I have to leave in 4 hours, creates the setting of the tomorrow when I wake up.
Yes, it does. That was a great way of explaining it. It absolutely does. That now moment affected the layout and the setting of your future moments.
Right.
And so it was the choices you made in that instance that affected how you're going to go through the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I like that
Yeah.
very much.
Whereas if I had spent the day getting ready and then sleeping early, the tomorrow would have turned out a lot better?
Absolutely. And going forward with that experience, when you get to tomorrow and you're tired because you stayed up late, you can remind yourself, hey, next time I can do it better because this is the consequence of that choice.
Yeah, right, right. So in a sense, would you basically say that's like leaning more towards that we are shaping our own destiny then?
I do think so. I do. But my mind goes with this idea that we live in an infinite existence. So there's many realities, many layers, many branchings off of different dimensions and ways that reality exists. So to me, like every possibility exists. So yeah, I'm right now in this body perceiving this path and these choices. But in that same moment, I believe that I'm in this moment making every choice possible,
Right.
because nature is infinite and we're all connected. So it gets confusing to explain.
Yeah, I know, right? See, that's why I knew this topic would be really interesting and just branching off to so many different aspects of it because I mean, there's truth in it all, you know?
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
Yes, I could see the truth in it all, like the infinite possibilities, like if we have infinite possibilities, then how many destinies do we really have available to pursue?
Right.
Infinite.
Well, yeah, and that's so in my mind, that comes back to for each individual perspective. If you think of it in a snapshot of only being one path, then yeah, we're predestined to go that path and take it, even if it seems like we have a choice. But the way we're programmed to experience reality, we get to feel like we're having a choice as we float through this path. So it's like getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah, yeah. It's like if I was to make a bad choice, right, that would say maybe sever a connection to somebody that I cared about. Let's say I said something really horrible and they decided they didn't want to talk to me and they cut me off, right? I could sit here and I could think, well, I made a bad choice. This is not how it was supposed to go. I should have done something better. I should have done something different. This isn't how it was supposed to be, how it was supposed to turn out. But there's that acceptance of this day when that did happen. That's essentially almost like my fate because what it's going to do is it's going to teach me to say, okay, well, look at how you handled this situation and how you responded, and then what happened after. Now, this is a teaching moment that's going to help me be able to chase a better destiny later on because I take the information from what had faded out today to make it better tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that to me, like what came to mind while you were explaining that was the law of attraction, where you're working in the now moment to
Yes.
attract parallel events in a future moment. So the now moment, you just chose to take it as a teaching moment so you could learn, grow, and that positive energy you sowed in your moment will go out into the future and create a better situation for you to experience.
Right. So taking that knowledge and seeing what happened, being like, okay, well, I'm going to treat the next person that I talk to better. That way I don't experience this again. I'm taking what's happening and I'm shaping my future.
Yep, absolutely. Taking your personal responsibility to do what you can do to shape your future.
Yeah.
Because there is the aspect of it that no matter how much you do, some things just are going to happen how they're going to happen. It's
Yes.
outside your ability to control. So that's where I like to come back to do your best to be your best. And that way you're putting the best foot forward to have the best outcome,
Yeah.
knowing that you can't always influence the outcome.
Right. So it's like a fated outcome, sort of.
Hmm. Yeah,
um,
for sure.
so it's almost like thinking about the possibilities of shaping versus accepting is like it's like a fine balance. There's a balance between this. Like, yes, half of you needs to accept that okay, what happened today was supposed to happen because it's already occurred, right? I can't
Hmm.
change it. It happened. There's nothing else I can do about it. So therefore, yes, this essentially was faded out because of what I did, right? But I can help use that to shape my destiny later on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yep.
like this walking this fine balance between accepting that things just happen because they were supposed to and accepting that we can use those things in order to change the future.
Yes, absolutely. It's kind of the best of both worlds. You take a little bit of knowing that things are going to be how they're going to be, and a little bit of you have personal responsibility to take control of what you can manage, and then you kind of mix them together and you come out with what's going to happen in the future.
So you could say really that both truly exist. It just depends on how you handle
Oh
it.
yeah, I like that.
Because it's so complicated, there's obviously there's still going to be some people who believe that, oh, well, I'm destined to be the hero of this, so no matter what I do, I'm going to turn out to be the hero. And that's not always true, you know. So,
Right. Well, I think a lot of times there's the autobiographical self, the one that's writing the story you're telling about yourself, and then there's the self that's experiencing what's going on. And
mhm.
so those don't always sync up, you know? So,
Your
like the
video
story you're telling
froze.
yourself about yourself, oh
your
no,
your
can you,
video was
is
freezing
it
on
better
me.
now?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
And so is yours.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, yours
goodness.
was too.
What? Okay, well, it has to be my connection or something. It has.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that and see what's happening. See, we're faded. This is faded because now I know that I need to fix something in my computer.
Right? It gave the sign. There's the sign, and now you can take it and do what you will with it.
Yeah. Oh my word. Oh my goodness. So, what would you say that your overall most simplest basic explanation of destiny versus creating your own path would be, like in an overall sense? Now that we've kind of discussed it a little bit, we kind of shared some points of view and some thoughts. What would you say is the overall thought?
I guess I would say that destiny is the results of your choices in the now moment and your acceptance in the now moment. So, based on what you are doing right now, that's going to lead to what your destiny is. And so, however much control and personal responsibility you want to take, that's a personal decision. But basically, right now is going to lead us to your destiny. And so, do what you will with the now moment and get yourself to that future that you most hope to be.
Yeah, okay, I like that. I like that.
What about you?
I'm kind of going on the fine line for some. I guess I'm kind of hanging on that fine balance that I had talked about. Like, yes, there are certain things that are going to happen to you that you can't stop, but there are things that you can change too. You know, there are things that you can
Yeah,
change. Like if you're really broke, I could sit here and say, oh, well, I have no money. I must have been destined to lose my home and go broke, so I'm just going to take it. You know, But I could
right.
also say, okay, well, fate has led me to this moment to teach me how to handle it better so I can reshape my destiny. I guess that's kind of how I would take it. You know?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely feels like a personal reflection on what it is. So everybody's going to see it a little bit differently based on the life they've led
Yeah.
and their personal flavor of how they take control of their life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty fair Pretty fair explanation, I would say. And see, I like that we're always able to come together and find that medium.
I do too. It's nice being able to be on the same page and just share and go back and forth and kind of develop our thoughts on these things
Yeah,
and then find, the synchronicities and parallels that exist between, just two
yeah.
people out in the world.
Taking each of our puzzle pieces and putting it together into a big picture, to be one big.
Yes, I
So,
love that.
yes. And I'm just so glad that I have the opportunity to do that kind of thing, you know. Like here we are, we're sharing information, uh, we're we're talking about all the things that we have learned about the world, and you know, this is our fate today.
That and look at what we're doing with it.
And we're hoping to shape other people's destiny by spreading that wisdom knowledge. So
Yes, here's hoping. Fingers crossed.
yes. But before my video does start to freeze anymore here, I guess I just want to say, hey, let us know what your thoughts are, you know, because it's so interesting putting all these, put your pieces into this. We love to see how it changes everything, you know?
Absolutely. Just let us know how this has shaped you and
Yeah,
and what your takeaway is from it because we'd
yeah.
love to know.
What's your definition? What's your experiences with it? Have you ever experienced something you just could not avoid? And how did you use that to change your future? You know?
Yes, those would be wonderful things for people to tell us.
Oh my goodness, yes. Thank you so much for tuning in though. We hope that you're able to take away some real valuable information off of this and get with us next time. It's been a pleasure talking and catching back up. Hopefully, we'll be able to get on a regular routine.
Yes, here's hoping.
I know after all this flu mess, but you know what? Even if not, we're still going to post. Just keep up.
Yep, as regularly as we can manage.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching, for following, and you guys have a lovely day.